Hey everybody, in this video we're going to be back in the swing lab. We're going to talk more about using the GBox. I've had a lot of follow-up questions about my experience. So what I'm going to do is film my swing. Let's get it up on the screen and take a look at it. Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you. We're back here in the lab in my training center. Today we're going to talk a little golf swing, little swing theory. We did a couple of weeks ago a review of the GBox, and I've had a lot of questions and follow-ups. You know, hey, how has it been going? When you're using a training aid, it usually takes a few weeks to get an idea of what it does for your golf swing. So I've been using it. I've been using it a little bit with some help from some friends, always getting help on my own game. I don't usually do it all by myself. I like to get second opinions and third opinions when I'm talking about my own swing. So what do I look for and what have I been seeing as I use this training aid? I want to share that with you. Before we do that, we're going to have more swing theory, especially coming up into the winter. As we start closing up the season up here in the north, we're going to start talking about how do you prepare to get better and how are you going to use that launch monitor to get better for 20 and 21. Don't miss out on that. We're going to have those videos coming up. Click that subscribe button. Let's head over to our teaching bay. Let's get the swing up. Let's start looking at it. All right, so we're over here. We're in the lab. This is where we kind of do our swing analysis. We'll get them up on the big screen and be able to see everything. So you might have remembered we talked about, early on in my swing, how I felt like, if you watch the Aaron Hills video we did, I was watching it and I was like, man, that just isn't looking very good. So I have an Instagram post where I posted initially what I was doing there, and you can see here at the start, I've got my swing going and my hands are just really high at the top of the swing, and there's not a lot of depth being I want the club back behind me, and that's because I just don't have any turn, to be honest. You can see my right knee is still flexed and I'm not turning really well. What that causes then, let's flip forward a couple, very, very steep on the way down. Club is lining up with my lead forearm there. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of issues getting the ball started on line and feeling like I can swing through a shot, which is what happened. That was what was going on. It did not feel very good. Quite frankly, I just didn't like how I was swinging it. So I was anxious to try this GBox because I took a look at it and I said, hey, that looks kind of weird and I don't like that. And this is what the GBox is supposed to help you with. So we talked about this in our start of what we're looking at in the swing. So here's my setup with it. I've got the GBox set. I've got it right on the lead edge of this, right on my inseam of my shirt. And then I've got the other GBox on the other side with the middle of the box on the inseam of that shirt. And it's just right around waist high, just a little above is what we've got. So what have I seen using the GBox so far? One, it's really helped me recognize that my turn needs to get better. You can see here I'm working on trying to get this lead box to point somewhere close to the ball. It's probably pointing out at this red line somewhere out in front of this golf ball, okay? But you can see what happens when I do that. I get a lot more depth in my golf swing. So I'm gonna get this club back behind, and there we go. That's gonna make it a lot easier for me to travel back out to the ball, deliver it a little bit more shallow, deliver it where I like to hit a draw. I like to hit both ways. I want to hit fades and draws, but I didn't have that option to hit a draw very well, and that just hurts. I like to hit the shot that is required, that the golf course is saying, so I don't really even want a stock shot. I want to be able to do what I need to do, so I'm a little picky like that. Now, with that said, what I like about what the GBox is doing is it lets me use pretty much my normal kind of feels in my golf swing. Because when I get back here at the top of my swing, I like to feel like my arms are going to come down in front. I'm going to be feeling like I'm pushing the golf club out towards the ball. That's my best feel. That's when I hit it the best. If I'm not doing that, I tend to hit it off the toe, or I just hit it thin, stuff like that. So I like to feel like I'm pushing out towards the ball. What I like is this back box, right on my trail hip, is going to make sure I get my arms in front of my body before I start firing through my turn. I don't want to do that. I see a lot of people that swing the golf club and they just turn way too soon. They don't get turned back in the backswing first, but then they fire and then their arms are so far behind their body, they're in trouble. I mean, they're really in trouble. And so that's where they have a lot of inconsistencies. So I've liked how that works through that swing. So let's go ahead, let's play through this swing as I hit it. Okay, so let's go ahead and, that was my rehearsal. Again, back. Now this is the real swing. Okay, let's get it up to the top. Love this. Again, this is stuff that's just kind of happening as we're going through. I've got this club face square to my lead arm. You can see how much more depth. I've got this club back this way way more. I mean, that's pretty sweet. And you can see it's made my my right leg extend a little bit more, and you can see my chest is now turned back towards the camera. From there, what that's going to let me do is start swinging down, and let's just back that up. Notice where that golf club is coming through. Here's the club here, here is the club here, and then on down through. If you remember before, my golf club was like right up there on that driver swing. I mean, that's not going to work, okay? Again, I like how it makes me get my right arm down in front before my body starts to go turning too much, and then we are in really good shape. Ball starts on a good line, actually starts off a little to the right, which is what I like. If I had to pick a standard shot, one I would hit more often, I would say I'd like to hit a draw. I tend to see a draw shape when I'm out on the course, so I'd rather see it start right and then drawing back. I hate seeing the ball start left of target or left of where I think it should. That's a pull. It drives me absolutely nuts. You saw when I talked with Milo about my swing, we were talking about trying to eliminate that a little bit as well. So beautiful there, and then going through. So that's currently kind of what we've got. And here was another one as we go. So my swing is, that's only in, 6 weeks difference, right? Let's just take a look, here, and let's see, let's go again, back and down. That's that compared to, let's get back to the gram. Let's look at that. I mean, there's the about halfway down, right? There's that. And you can even see these are a couple of swings initially right off the bat, and then we'll go from there. Now, the big question that you're going to have is, all right, do I do it on the course? I'll put up a video of it on course here as well, just without the help of the training aid, and see how it's going to go. I don't think it looks nearly as good when I'm using it, but it's definitely into the direct path, or it's on the way to getting better. So I'm very happy with that for my own game. So little look at the GBox. How has it helped me? Hopefully a little bit of a look into how I look at swings. I want to give a shout out to Matt Brooks. He's the director of golf at Superstition Mountain Golf and Country Club. Good friend of mine. He's somebody that helps me with this swing. He helps me with what I'm doing and making sure I'm on right track. Milo, Golfletics as well, just give me some good ideas about it. I like to talk to other people about my own swing. When I'm looking at my own swing, it's hard for me not to start doing things that I've done in lessons. And when I'm looking at other people's swings, I tend to, I'm looking at what they got to do. And it's hard for me sometimes to clear that from my head and put it into my swing and just focus on the little tiny things that I need to work on. So I like to get some opinions to help me out there. But there it is. All right, so there you go. That is the GBox. Again, I get so many questions about it. Hey, I want to invest in this training aid. Do you think it works? Now, my opinion, I think you need to get somebody that tells you that this training aid can be a good idea. Somebody that has the knowledge of the swing and says, go ahead and do this. I know when I was starting out in my golf career, before I ever became a teacher, before I ever knew anything about a swing, I used to buy training aids trying to fix my game. Like, oh yeah, it can't hurt to get it, because why not? But it would be something I didn't need to do, and sometimes training aids are going to make feels that are a little opposite of what you need. So I would get some help, get some advice on what you need to be doing as you use the aid, but I think this can be a great aid, gives great feedback, gives great ideas of how to move. So I think there's a lot of ways it can be used, and you want to make sure you're using it the right way. If you're interested in that coaching, make sure you click down below. We're going to have a link to our online academy. We've had lots of you signing up. Been very excited to help you out using your Mevo Plus as your SkyTrack, showing you how to get the most out of it, plus have some drills to make sure you're seeing your improvements that you invested in when you bought your launch monitor. Thanks everybody again for watching. We will see you in the next video. Again, if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button down below. The next videos, we're gonna start talking about how to use that Mevo Plus again to help you get better. We're also gonna be starting to talk about how do you create a plan to use that technology throughout the winter to get better, or at any time when you are competing or trying to improve your handicap and shoot lower scores. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.